A dog was trapped in a cold iron cage, its world confined to a cramped space. Pain and misery had consumed its life. For years might be a journey for a human, but for the dog, it was a nightmare, one of fear, struggle, paralysis, and despair. Its eyes had long lost their light. For 4 years, it had no freedom, no warmth in the arms of an owner. Its owner was an alcoholic, drowning in liquor day and night. I decided to fight for the dog's rescue. When the rescuers arrived, the first thing they saw was a skinny, foul-smelling dog with eyes full of fear and helplessness. It did not understand what it had done wrong to deserve such treatment. For all those years, the only thing it had looked forward to was the food given by kind neighbors each day. Its fur was uneven and tangled, weighing nearly 10 kilograms. We tried to take it away, but it feared the outside world, feared being hurt again, feared abandonment. But the rescuers did not give up. They successfully took it away from the nightmare. Bringing it to a hospital and a safe shelter. Professional caregivers shaved off its matted fur. I hoped it could start a new life again. Can you imagine how uncomfortable it must have been to carry such heavy fur for so long? It might not have had a sip of water all day. Looking at its chapped lips and eager eyes, one couldn't help but cry. It took time to shave off all the fur. But the dog seemed to understand and cooperated obediently. Allowing the rescuers to finish, the heavy burden of filth on its body was finally lifted. But looking closer, we saw its hind legs were covered in maggots, mercilessly eating away at its flesh. The team immediately disinfected the wounds with iodine to prevent further infection. For now, the dog could rest peacefully. I didn't know how long it had been since it had slept well. The next day, the rescuer carefully disinfected its wounds again. Every touch made the dog tremble slightly. It endured everything without resistance, as if it knew we were trying to heal it. Even though it bore the pain, we knew how much it hurt. Pain beyond words. The doctors treated its wounds carefully, doing everything they could to help it through this difficult time. The dog stayed in the hospital for recovery. The dog stayed in the hospital for recovery. When I visited today, did you notice how much better it looked? It should have escaped captivity long ago. Do you think it will have a better life in the future? Let the past be carried away by the wind. Every time the dog slept, it trembled, not only from pain but also from the trauma of its past. On the third day, I visited again. It looked much better. Daily bandage changes showed good progress. The X-rays revealed no intestinal issues. Only minor bone problems that wouldn't affect its life. After a dark and painful time, the injured dog finally saw the light of life and was gradually recovering. In the early days, the vet said its bloody stool hadn't improved. Sensor and stomach pain made it lose its appetite. But the rescuers didn't give up. They watched over it day and night, carefully nursing it back to health. Thanks to everyone's efforts, its condition improved daily. The hunger it had long forgotten slowly returned. For the first time, it voluntarily sniffed the food. It took small bites at first, and in that moment, a spark of hope shone in its eyes, as if saying, "I want to live well." Seeing its appetite grow each day, we were overjoyed. We all saw the will to live in its eyes and became even more determined not to give up. The first half of its life was full of hardship, imprisonment, and abuse. From now on, we promise never to let it suffer again. After days of perseverance, today was the day to remove its bandages. As the rescuers gently unwrapped them, its eyes seemed to thank me. It knew it was one step closer to full recovery. Fortunately, the rescuers had arrived in time. If not, the infection in its leg would have worsened and could have been life. Now, it no longer needed to be wrapped in bandages. Its eyes once again showed gratitude. All that remained was patiently cleaning the wound until it fully healed. Its legs were recovering well. And the rotten flesh on its paws had healed, with new skin slowly forming. From now on, it could live freely. On the day of its hospital discharge, the dog suddenly had diarrhea. The situation made everyone anxious again. The vets immediately tested for parvovirus. When the results came back negative, everyone breathed a sigh of relief. To help it recover quickly, the doctors prescribed medicine mixed with water. However, the taste was unpleasant, and the dog licked it a few times before walking away. It didn't want to drink something so bitter. With no other choice, a nurse gently poured the medicine into its mouth. At first it resisted, but gradually, it seemed to understand that we were trying to help, and it drank the whole dose. Now, there were no major health concerns. As long as it ate well and took the prescribed medicine, everything would be fine. Seeing it eat voluntarily brought smiles to everyone's faces. The dog knew we were all trying to help, and it, too, wanted to recover soon and return to a life full of love. With everyone's kindness, we hope the dog will soon start anew, loving life running freely on the grass. Letting warm, loving gazes erase the pain of the past. Let it embrace this wonderful world once again and begin a happy new life.